For the last 22 going on 23 years, teams that are being led by LeBron James, whenever he comes off the basketball court to take a breather on the bench, those teams usually tend to struggle on the offensive and the defensive side of the ball. There's been moments in NBA history where coaches have felt so uncomfortable with LeBron not being in the game that they play him the entire 48 minutes plus overtime if it's necessary. And during this current season that we're in right now, we've seen something that we haven't seen before. LeBron James is unavailable for the season opener, and he's going to be out for at least the first month of the NBA season. And so far, this has been 9 games for the Los Angeles Lakers. And due to what we just said before, when people heard this news about LeBron James not being available for the first month of the season, they were ready to write the wheels off of the Los Angeles Lakers. And that's just out of respect to LeBron James and what he's been to his teams throughout his NBA career. It's natural to think that because he provides so much on the basketball court, which makes what the Los Angeles Lakers are currently doing all the more impressive. They weathered this storm without LeBron James way better than any of us have expected. And looking at their roster, looking at the way the team is made up, it makes sense. They have talent all over the place, but so far the Los Angeles Lakers, through 9 games without LeBron James, they have a record of 7-2, and they're sitting at second place in the Western Conference. And it gets a little bit deeper with the Los Angeles Lakers, and what makes it more important is that Luka Dončić, he's been out for a few games for the Lakers, and also Austin Reaves has missed some times as well. And what we've seen from the Los Angeles Lakers, we've seen them just figuring out how to win, and we've seen other guys continuously stepping up, and then we see a well-prepared head coach in JJ Redick that is having his guys ready each and every night. He's trying different lineups, and he's getting the best out of his players. So looking at the Los Angeles Lakers, what I've been impressed by so far is the supporting cast, and it's something that's been, a question mark ever since the Los Angeles Lakers won their championship in 2020. They got a little greedy, decided to give up Kuzma, Alex Caruso, Caldwell Pope to try to form a big three, bringing in Russell Westbrook, and the supporting cast has been a little iffy ever since. But they've gone out this offseason, and they've gotten a collection of new guys. One guy who has been really big time this season for the Los Angeles Lakers, who has had a couple big time games, is Jake LaRavia. He was a free agency signing coming from the Memphis Grizzlies this offseason, and he's already had a Kodak moment this season in a road game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Somebody in the crowd yelled out, "Who is number 12?" Anthony Edwards, he piled on top of it. I forgot what Ant-Man said, but he piled on top of it, basically saying, yeah, who is number 12, which is Jake LaRavia. That's the number he wears. And then he goes to light the Minnesota Timberwolves up for 27 points. And he's also had another big-time game against the Miami Heat this season, scoring 25 points. And watching Jake LaRavia play, I think he's the ideal player that you want to have around guys like Luka, Austin Reaves, LeBron James, guys that understand the game of basketball. And from watching Jake LaRavia so far this season, I think it's easy to see that he understands the game of basketball. He's one of those right time, right place type of guys. And I love that he can process the game so fast. And processing for him is just making that quick decision of, should I dribble, should I shoot, or should I pass the ball? I love that he's able to process, the triple threat right there, but also do it under a controlled pace where he doesn't seem rushed. And he does a great job in running out in transition, cutting, filling lanes, finishing around the rim. He's sneaky crafty, sneaky athletic, and he has some really good size to him. So I'm loving what I'm seeing from Jake LaRavia so far this season. He's definitely stepped up in a time of absence of guys like Luka, guys like LeBron, and guys like Austin Reaves. So he's going to look even better when the Los Angeles Lakers can get all 3 of those guys out on the basketball court, because they attract so much attention. And we can see the Los Angeles Lakers to start seeing them getting more open threes to guys like Jake LaRavia. So he's been big time this season for the Los Angeles Lakers. Another move that the Lakers made over this offseason to try to get the role player nucleus under control. They went out, took a risk, and got a guy who's been dealing with some injuries over the last year and a half or so, and that's Marcus Smart, who has played for the Boston Celtics for the majority of his career. He got shipped to basketball purgatory for a little while, playing with the Washington Wizards, and now he finds himself with a another opportunity to play some competitive basketball like he was doing with the Boston Celtics. And this is something that can be really good for a guy like Marcus Smart to recharge him and revitalize him. And Lord knows that the Los Angeles Lakers, they need the type of services that he can provide. And coming off a period where he's dealing with some injuries, he's been very reliable for the Los Angeles Lakers, playing north of 30 minutes in just about every game. And in all of those games, Marcus Smart, he has had a positive plus or minus. So he's been very impactful out there. He's playing with a very high energy. And we know the Lakers can use his perimeter defense and his ball stopping ability. So I expect as the season to go on, Marcus Smart will continue to get his feet back under him, and then also he won't be fouling as much as he gets that feel back for the game, because he's had a lot of time off. But Marcus Smart was another offseason addition for the Los Angeles Lakers that has been contributing this season. And then also we have another guy that was kind of seen as risky, and DeAndre Ayton. And if you're a basketball purist, he's a guy that can really, he can get under your skin because you see how talented he is. And he's one of those guys, and you hate to see it. It's just like he has a motor issue. That's one of the worst things to see with a guy that has a bunch of talent. Like we seen with Ben Simmons, like just one little thing took away all his confidence, and it took his motor. And with DeAndre Ayton over the last couple of years, we've seen some games with the Portland Trail Blazers and also with the Phoenix Suns where he looks so goddamn dominant, like he could be a top 3 center in the league. And then we see some games where he's not just playing with that same intensity. So far with the Los Angeles Lakers, he's having a decent season so far. He's averaging 17 and a half points per game, and this is big time with LeBron James being out. And I agree with what Charles Barkley said. He said if Austin Reaves and Luka and LeBron isn't playing, DeAndre Ayton should be out there putting up 15, 20 shots per game, because he definitely has the offensive skill set to do so. And he stepped up for the Los Angeles Lakers in a game this season where they needed him to, against a surging Portland Trail Blazers team, his former team. He had a monstrous game. He's a promising piece that the Los Angeles Lakers picked up this season, and you need a big like that with Luka, who's such a threat coming off that screen. You want to have somebody that you can relieve that ball to when Luka is getting trapped in those situations. So I love the off-season additions, what they've been doing for the Lakers so far, and especially at the beginning of the season. That's a great sign. These first 20 games of the year, you can see what's in store for your team. So Jake LaRavia, Marcus Smart, DeAndre Ayton, they've been highly impactful for the Los Angeles Lakers so far this season. And then you have Rui Hachimura, who's had a 28-point game so far for the Lakers this season. We have Bronny James, who is chipping in where he came. He had a game with 6 assists for the Los Angeles Lakers this year. So everybody is pitching in. Great job by J.J. Redick, like we said, doing different lineups, different combinations, and just having his guys prepared each and every night. And that's what I keep hearing about J.J. Redick. He's just a well-prepared individual. So on top of the role players playing well, you also have your next 2 guys that aren't seen as role players, seen as star caliber players. We know Austin Reaves, he's starting to knock right on the door of an NBA All-Star. And then we know what Luka Dončić is, on his way to becoming an all-time great. And this is what makes having LeBron James out so much easier, and something that we forgot to take into account. But when you hear LeBron James is going to be out for the first month of the season, it just automatically makes you panic, because you know how influential and how vital he's been to his teams for literally the entirety of his basketball career. But now with Luka Dončić, the Los Angeles Lakers, they have a LeBron James shadow clone. And I say this all the time. Now, Luka and LeBron James, their game, their playing styles is nothing alike, but their impact is exactly the same in terms of racking up points, in terms of racking up rebounds, and in terms of racking up assists. So when you have Luka Dončić, and we discussed that he's been out a couple of games, but when he is out there on the court, you have another guy that can generate the same type of offense that LeBron can, create mismatches in his own way, and then you just cannot guard him one-on-one. No matter what you can do, you cannot guard him. And Luka so far this season, he's shooting 50% from the field while averaging 40 points per game, and he's also averaging 10 assists. So he's been dominant so far this year. But yeah, when you have LeBron James go out, and then you have a guy like Luka, and man, Luka is so damn good, man. we don't have to go too much in depth into his game today, but he's an elite 3 level scorer, man. But you have Luka playing at a Luka level, and then you have Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves, he had that 50-point game when there was no Luka or LeBron James. He's been big time this season. His confidence has gone to a whole new level. His skill set in his game has gone to a whole new level. So who would have thought that the Los Angeles Lakers would stand at 9-2 with someone as good as LeBron James, even at age 40 and year 23? We all know how good he still is. So that's going to be exciting for the Los Angeles Lakers. It gives them something more to look forward to as the season unfolds. But that's what I want to talk about with you guys today. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment down below if you agree or disagree, and then subscribe. Subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, man, and that's curtains.